DidikTV KPM.
Hello, Assalamualaikum, and a very good day to everyone watching Level 2 Slot at DidikTV KPM. With me, your host, Irfan Shahmi. How are you guys doing? I hope you're feeling well, because today we are going to learn on something that is very interesting. And our subject today is SAINS dual language program, which is microorganism, growth factors and effects. But the question now is, who's the teacher that will be accompanying me today? So to know more, let us watch her profile video, shall we? Alright, now we have teacher Nurhalina binti Abdul Rahman from SK Putrajaya Presin 181. Assalamualaikum, teacher. How are you?
Waalaikumsalam. I'm fine, thank you, Irfan.
Alright, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hi. And we also have our sign language interpreter, which is teacher Fatimatul Zahra Othman, also from the same school, SK Putrajaya Presin 181. Thank you, teacher, for also coming with us in our episode today. All right, so before we proceed, teacher, I believe there will be not only two of us, because we also have your pupils online.
Yes,
so
you are right, Irfan.
Let's introduce them to the audience.
Let's see. Okay. So everyone, these are my pupils from SK Putrajaya Presin 181. On the top left, we have Mia, Sarah, Alyssa.
Hi, Mia. Nice to meet you.
Okay. And then next to her is Jaydeep Singh.
Hello, brother. Nice to meet you.
All right. Below Mia Sarah is actually Christabella Pearl.
Wow, what a nice name.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have Akil Daniel.
So we have two flowers, okay, and two boys that will be with us today. All right,
Yes.
teacher, before we proceed, maybe you can give some introduction on the topic that will be on air today.
Okay, so what we are going to learn is something a little bit deeper about microorganisms. So what is microorganism? I'm sure everyone can remember, you still remember what is the meaning of microorganism. Okay. All right. Okay, so microorganisms, for today we are going to learn about the growth factors and also the effects of microorganisms. Like I said just now, before we proceed, we need to recap first, Irfan.
Yes.
About microorganisms, the basic things that you need to remember before we carry on with the topic today. Okay, so the first recap is, I forgot.
Yes.
Before we
proceed,
Irfan, you didn't remind me.
what is the learning outcomes, teacher?
Okay, so what are we supposed to be able to achieve by the end of the lesson today? So there are only 3 learning outcomes. Okay, the first one is to conclude what are the growth factors of microorganisms.
Right, that's the first one. The second one?
The second one is to be able to explain the uses of microorganisms with examples.
Okay.
And last but not least is explain the harmful effects of microorganisms. If you think it's a little bit hard, it's not. That's why we need to do a little bit of a recap first. Okay, firstly, what is microorganism? I think everyone at this moment you have known already that microorganism is or minute living things that cannot be seen with our naked eyes.
So what do we use to see?
So their sizes are microscopic. So we need to use microscope.
I see.
Or nowadays with modern technology, there is something a little bit cheaper than microscope, which we call as full scope. We can use that to see microorganisms. Okay, so there are 5 types of microorganisms. What are they? Okay, I don't want to say it to you. I don't want to remind you what they are. So I need the help from my pupils to tell you, to remind ourselves what are the 5 types of microorganisms.
Okay. So who's the lucky person?
Who wants to try first? What is the first type of microorganism?
Alright, I see Christabella first.
Okay, yes, Bella. Okay, Bella, what's the first one?
The first type of microorganism is fungi. Fungi decompose objects they live on, and the examples of fungi are rhizospores, or the common bread mold, yeast that we use to make bread and buns, and the last is penicillium that are commonly used in blue cheese production, and also the antibiotic penicillin.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much,
Amazing.
Bella. Okay, so the first type of microorganism is fungi.
Fungi.
Okay, what about the second one? Who wants to try? Okay,
Give it a
Jay.
shot.
I saw Jay.
Okay.
Okay, Jay.
Let's go, Jay.
Oh, Jay, your
Jay,
microphone.
maybe yes, you can turn on your mic first.
Okay.
The next type of microorganisms is bacteria. Bacteria can absorb nutrients from other living things. Examples of bacteria are spirillum, which look like spiral rods, streptococcus, which look like strings of bees, E. coli, which are commonly found in our intestines, and last we have salmonella, which are normally the ones that cause food poisoning.
Wow, interesting
okay.
facts.
Yes, bacteria. All right, now the third type of microorganism. I need someone else to try.
Yep.
Okay, between Mia and Akil. Can I
Akil.
have Mia, please? Tell us about the next type of microorganism.
Let's go, Mia.
The third microorganisms is algae. Algae can produce their own food like plants. Examples of algae is chlorella, chlamydomonas, and volvox.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mia. All right. Okay. So for the next type of microorganism, oh, Mia, you still there? Mia, you want to continue, Mia?
Yeah, you want to say something
Sure,
else?
teacher.
Oh,
Okay, thank you,
All
Mia.
right. Continue, Mia.
So the fourth type of microorganism is protozoa. Protozoa move to find food and live in water bodies such as ponds. Examples of protozoa is paramecium and amoeba.
Okay. So Mia has stated that the next types of microorganisms are the protozoa and also algae.
Algae,
And
okay.
the fifth one.
Yes.
Okay, Akil, you've been
Akil,
quiet.
the last
okay.
man standing here.
Right.
All right.
The final type of microorganism is the smallest kind, called virus. Virus can only live when they are inside other living things. Examples of virus are coronavirus, influenza virus, HIV, and bacteriophage.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So we have now we have stated all the 5 types of microorganisms, and last but not least, what are the life processes of microorganisms? Anyone can tell me? There are 3 that you should know. Okay, JD, can you please tell us?
Microorganisms breathe, move, and grow.
That is right, JD. So you are absolutely right. So microorganisms, they go through life processes, which are they move,
Okay.
they breathe, and also they grow, Irfan.
Okay, all right. So that's the 3 processes
Yes.
of microorganism. Okay, thank you so much, Teacher Halina, for this segment. I believe we learned something interesting, and we will proceed more after this. We shall take a break, and I'll see you after this in EduwebTV KPM. Don't go anywhere.
DidikTV KPM.
Welcome back to DidikTV KPM, and we are in the process of learning Science DLP for Year 6, which is microorganism, growth factors and its effects. All right, teacher. So I think we shall proceed to get deeper information about this topic. So, shall we?
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. So
Hello.
now what we are going to do is we are going to explore what are the factors that affect the growth of microorganisms. So before we proceed, let us think about something. Why do we see moles growing? I'm sure every one of us have encountered seeing moles growing on food.
Yes.
For example, in front of you, Irfan, can you see?
Yep.
Can you show the mango?
The mango, you can see this is a lot of moles.
Look at that mango. There are black spots on it, and that is actually mold. Mold is a type of fungi. So why do moles grow almost everywhere? Sometimes on our bags, or if you have seen damped boxes, or even papers that are damp.
And I also see it on leather items, teacher.
Yes, leather items and also ceilings which have water on it. So why do these microorganisms grow? Wait, I thought microorganisms cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So how come we can see it growing on the mango, on the ceiling, on the leather products? Well, it's because one unit of microorganism is really small. But when together, when they grow not in hundreds, not in thousands, but in millions.
In millions?
So what you are seeing right now on that mango are actually millions of moles.
Oh no!
So that is why we can see now, because they have grown. So we have learned science process skills. The first one is observing. So when we observe these things, we must think, is it good or bad? Does it bring any harmful effects, or there's nothing to worry about? So that is why we need to put on our thinking cap and do a little bit of investigation. So I will explain to you. Where moles can grow on food, on wall ceilings, on wood, clothes. Okay, like we have mentioned just now. All right. So there are actually 5 factors that affect the growth of microorganisms. So I'm going to spell it out for you, and let's see if we can make investigations on it to prove that these 5 factors really do affect the growth of microorganisms. Okay, I can conclude the factors as TONA, the acronym TONA. What is TONA? Okay, the first one is suitable temperature, T.
Okay, T, temperature.
Okay. And then the presence of air.
All right, surrounding.
And then the presence of water. And also the presence of nutrients. And last but not least, suitable acidity. So if you want to remember easily, you can use the acronym TONA. So suitable, present, suitable. So suitable temperature, presence of air, water and nutrients, and last but not least, suitable acidity. So how are we going to investigate on these things? Well, we can use things around us, things that you usually see. Okay, I'm going to show you the first demonstration, and the rest will be shown by our friends in online. Okay, shall we start the first one?
Yes,
okay.
Let's go.
I will show you, or Irfan will help me to show
I'll be the help
how
here.
the presence of air can actually affect the growth of microorganisms. Okay, Irfan, can you please show the mushroom inside the vacuum sealed pack?
All right, so it is the second plate here. So this is the
okay.
one in mushroom in a vacuum. Okay.
Okay, so because we are going to investigate the presence of air, that means we need to put air as the manipulated variable. That means we must make sure that air does not have any contact with the subject, which is the mushroom.
Okay.
So because that is why we use vacuum seal pack. And the next one is just a normal mushroom. We don't put it in a vacuum seal pack. We just put it on the table and leave it on the table overnight at room temperature. Okay, Irfan, can you show the next one?
Yep, this is the result after we left it?
After we have left it for, I think it took about 3 days.
3 days?
Yes. Okay. Lift both.
Lift
Irfan?
both, okay. You can
So
see the
you
difference.
can see now the difference. The ones in the vacuum sealed pack, they still look fresh. And there's no microorganism growing on it, right? But the one that we just put it out on the table, there are molds. What color are the molds? Can you see, Irfan?
White color.
White molds, and
Okay.
the plastic is just to protect us,
Yeah.
to protect Irfan.
I don't want to touch it.
Okay, so that is not
Okay.
vacuum sealed. It's just we just put it on the table and I wrap it so that it won't harm anyone.
Yeah, thank you.
So after we have observed after 3 days, we can come to a conclusion that yes, presence of air really affect the growth of microorganism. It is proven with the vacuum sealed mushrooms. There are no microorganisms growth on it. So without the presence of air, microorganisms almost cannot grow.
Almost cannot grow.
Okay. So enough about me talking. Let's hear from our friends. Okay. What have they done? What have they investigated? Okay.
See.
Who wants to start first? Okay. Mia. Okay, Mia.
The first investigator. Let's
Okay.
go.
I did an experiment to investigate organisms' growth. I used milk as my subject. I placed the milk in 3 different temperatures. The first one, A, is placed in the fridge.
Okay.
Then I boiled the next one, B, and pour it into a thermal flask. And the last glass of milk, C, was placed in room temperature. After 3 days, this is my observations. Milk A is still good, and is still cold.
Okay.
Milk B is still warm and look good.
Okay. Oh, all right. So is it warm?
Is
Yes,
it still warm?
it is.
Oh, after 3
Can
days.
And-
can you still smell it? Can you smell it?
But the smell turned a little bit sour.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Milk C has a very foul smell.
Oh, foul smell.
And
Ooh.
if you can look at it, it has lumps and turned yellowish.
Oh,
Turns
yeah.
yellowish. Okay.
Thank God we cannot smell from here, right, Irfan?
Yes, not from the studio.
Okay. I think you can put that away, Mia.
Yes, thank you so much for investigating that.
Okay. So Mia has done the investigation about the suitable temperature, where she used very low, where she put it in the fridge, and very high, where she boiled it first and put it in a thermal flask, and last but not least, in room temperature. So your conclusion, Mia?
So from this result, I can conclude that room temperature is most suitable for growth of microorganisms.
So room temperature is the most suitable temperature for microorganisms growth. Okay, thank you so much, Mia. Okay, now can we hear from someone else to tell us about their investigation?
Yep, who's
Who wants
next?
to go next? Oh, okay, Bella.
Christabella.
I did an experiment to investigate about the presence of water for microorganism growth. I used bread as my subject. The first bread, A, was toasted until brown. Then I put it in a bag and left it on the table. For bread B, just the bread from its original pack, and I left it on the table in a plastic bag. And the final one, bread C, I sprinkled some water on it and put it in a plastic bag and left it on the table. After 3 days, this is my observation. For bread A, nothing is changed. Nothing is changed, no growth or whatsoever.
Okay.
For bread B, I observed that there are some white spots over here.
Okay.
Right. Moles are there.
And for bread C, I can see that there are some molds, but it is in blue. The color is blue.
The color is blue. Different kind
Yes.
of mold. I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your conclusion?
I can conclude that microorganisms cannot grow without the presence of water.
Oh, okay. That means she tested it with bread.
Yep.
The first one, what did she do with it? You toasted it, right? And one thing we noticed that Bella puts her bread inside a plastic bag.
A plastic bag.
That is a very good move because that is to prevent us from actually touching or inhaling. We don't know that microorganisms might get into your respiratory system, right? So that is a very good move, Bella. Okay, thank you so much, Bella. Okay, shall we move on to the next investigation? Whose turn is it now? Oh, okay, Akil, Daniel, go on.
Okay, Akil, you may proceed.
I did an experiment to investigate about the presence of nutrients for microorganism growth. I used distilled water and fresh milk as my subject.
Okay.
This is because water has no nutrient, while fresh milk has nutrients in it. After one day, the fresh milk has sour smell
Sour smell,
and then
okay.
turn yellowish and lumpy.
Oh, the video is too clear. Alright.
Okay.
From the result, I can conclude that microorganisms can only grow with the presence of nutrients.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Akil. Yes, that proves to us like if we leave just tap water or distilled water like Akil used or mineral water, it won't change after 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, maybe 1 year, it won't change. Why? Because microorganisms won't grow in a condition without any nutrients. But milk has nutrients. That's why we can see, we can observe microorganisms grow and it will metabolize in the milk and makes the milk become murky and it has foul smell and the color also turn yellowish. Thank you so much, Akil.
Teacher, I have one question.
Yes.
How about fresh juice?
What about fresh juice? I think we should make an investigation on that.
Yeah, okay.
Let's make this a homework for you at home. Okay.
I asked the question, you have to do the
Yes,
homework.
that I believe that is how we learn better.
Interesting.
Yes, when we do it ourselves and when we observe the results ourselves, then we will know for sure.
Irfan will try as well at home, right, teacher?
All right.
I'll show you the
get
result.
back to you with the result. Okay, last but not least, can we have Jay? Jay, what's your investigation?
My investigation is the suitable acidity for microorganisms growth. I always wonder how come pickled fruits I see people selling and eating don't turn bad even after months. So I decided to try it out for myself. I used an apple as my subject. I cut the apple into half, placed one in a container of water, and the other one in vinegar. Yes, just vinegar. After a few days, I can conclude that the one in water has become all murky and the apple has mold growing on it.
Oh, okay.
But the one in vinegar still looks okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Look at that, Irfan. It
Yep.
still looks
Therefore,
okay.
I can conclude that microorganisms cannot grow in a condition where without air and where the temperature is very low or very high.
Oh, what about the acidity?
yeah. How about the acidity? With the vinegar?
And as we know, vinegar is acidic. So microorganisms will not grow in it.
Okay. Thank you, Jay. So that is a very insightful investigation. Like he said, he wondered why pickled fruits you see people selling, they can last like 4 months.
Yep.
But even a normal mango, like the one on
on the table here.
you can see only after a few days there are molds growing on it. So that's why Jay did an investigation. He changed the acidity, the condition where the fruits are put in. So he used apple, and it seems like, yes, with the presence of high acidity condition around a fruit, he used apple just now. The fruit is still looks still fresh, and no microorganism grow on it. But the one in the tap water, he said the water has turned murky, and also there are moles on the apple itself. So that is a very good investigation. Okay, thank you all four of my
Congratulations,
pupils.
everyone.
Okay, yay. So now we can make a conclusion that these 5 factors really do affect the growth of microorganisms. Do you remember what are the 5 factors we have just presented to you?
Yes, the
Remember?
acronym is TONA.
TAWNA,
Yep.
T-A-W-N-A. So what is the first T? The T?
Temperature.
Temperature, suitable temperature.
Second, air.
Air,
Presence of air. W, presence of water.
Yes, presence of water.
N is presence of nutrients. And the last one is suitable acidity.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Irfan, I think I shall give you stars.
Thank you so much. And I believe they deserve stars too.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay. All of the pupils here, because they did their own investigations, they deserve 6 stars.
6 stars. Congratulations, everyone. Very well
Okay,
done.
so Irfan, I'm
Yeah.
still holding on you. Your words, you said you want to do the investigation about the juice.
Yep.
Okay, if you have done it, and then you shall receive your 6 stars.
All right, I will take that as a challenge.
Okay.
Now, we shall take a very quick break and I will find some fruit to make fresh juice and I will give it to you later. All right, I'll see you after this in DidikTV KPM.
DidikTV KPM.
Thank you everyone for tuning in with us again in DidikTV KPM. So everything in life has its pros and cons. So do the microorganisms. So I believe, teacher, for this segment we will touch on that topic, right?
Yes, that is a very good way to say it. Irfan is absolutely right. Microorganisms, just now we learned that why is it so negative? There are actually good things about microorganisms. Okay, so now we are going to look at what are the uses of microorganisms in our daily lives. Okay, so let's look one by one. Okay, so the first one is in food products manufacturing. Can we hear from one of the pupils online? What can you say about it? Oh, okay, Jay.
I can say that cheese is made with fungi and bacteria.
All right.
Yogurt or cultured drinks is made with bacteria. Tempeh is made with fungi.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
tempeh, my
tempeh.
favorite food.
Okay.
And last but not least, we have bread and fermented rice, which we call it tapai,
Tapai.
is made with yeast, which is a type of fungi.
Okay. Thank you so much, JD. Okay, so there it's proven that microorganisms can actually help to make food for us. Tempeh, my favorite too.
Your favorite too?
Yes.
All right, so we'll get tempeh after this.
Okay. All right, next we have in the production of medicine. I need someone to explain it for us. Who wants to explain it? Oh, okay, Bella.
Let's go.
I can say that antibiotics such as penicillin is made with fungi. Vaccines are produced with fungi, bacteria, and virus.
Oh, yes. So you see, in medicine, to produce medicine such as vaccine and also antibiotic, we also use microorganisms.
So in our body, we have microorganisms here?
Yes, we have microorganisms inside our body.
I see.
I'm sure you've heard of good bacteria.
Yes, of course. So that's the example of
Yes.
the microorganism that is in our body.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, the third one is in the production of organic fertilizers. Okay, who wants to tell about that? Okay, Akil.
Bacteria and fungi are used to decompose a mixture of animal feces and sawdust to produce organic fertilizer.
Okay. So animal feces and also sawdust are mixed together and they are decomposed by microorganisms. So that will produce organic fertilizer. What are fertilizers for, Irfan? It is to make our plants grow. Even nicer, bigger and stronger. Okay. And last one is in the treatment of sewage. Okay. Who can explain about that? Okay,
Yep.
Mia?
Let's go, Mia.
Microorganisms can help in sewage treatment. Anaerobic bacteria are used to break down organic waste in sewage treatment plants.
Anaerobic bacteria. Ooh.
Anaerobic bacteria. That's a new word for me.
Anaerobic means anaerobic bacteria means bacteria that can live without the presence of oxygen. So they can actually metabolize and decompose, our waste or domestic waste. So without the help of this anaerobic bacteria, I think we have a huge problem with our sewage treatment plants. Okay. All right. So enough about the uses. Now, let's explore what are the harmful effects of microorganisms. Okay. Let's start with the first one. It can cause food spoilage. Who wants to tell about that?
Yep.
Food spoilage?
What is that?
What is that? Okay, Mia,
Mia.
again.
Proceed.
You're still muted, Mia.
Yep.
We
Turn on
cannot
your
hear
mic
you.
first.
Turn on. Okay.
Harmful microorganisms. 1. Causing food spoilage. Fungi that grow on food causes food turning bad and not edible any longer.
Yes.
Not
Thank you.
edible any longer. Okay.
Just like that mango. I always say about that mango because actually
It looks bad.
I'm a bit mad because I love mango and it's such a waste that we cannot eat it. It's not edible anymore since there are fungi or molds growing on it. So that is the first harmful effect. It can make we waste our money on buying that mango.
So don't try to eat this mango,
Yes,
right? It's spoiled
please
already.
do not. Yeah. Okay, so the next one. Oh, who can tell me about tooth decay?
What's going to be the tooth fairy here? Okay.
Akil. Okay.
Sugar and food particles left in the mouth makes bacteria present in the mouth to produce acid that cause tooth decay.
Oh, I think we can relate back to the growth factor. Remember about sugar and nutrients? So nutrients inside sugar inside the mouth. If we do not brush our teeth after we eat, there will be sugar and leftover food in our mouth, and that will cause bacteria or microorganisms to grow
inside.
And when you do not wash your mouth, you do not brush your teeth,
no.
what's gonna happen? You'll have tooth decay. We do not want that to happen.
Your smile is not perfect anymore,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
So-
please take care of that.
Yeah. Okay, so next one we have food poisoning. Okay. Bella, she has raised her hand. Okay.
Let's go, Bella.
Salmonella is a common food poisoning causing bacteria.
Oh, salmonella.
Salmonella.
Oh, okay. So I think everyone at home, you can search on salmonella and find out what salmonella can actually do. When we talk about food poisoning,
Yep.
what comes into mind, Irfan?
Okay, so my mom always said if you don't wash your eggs before you use, it will cause salmonella.
Yes, salmonella. Again, salmonella. Ooh.
It will make your stomach very hurt and you will have diarrhea and
Yeah.
so on.
Yes, you'll have diarrhea and maybe you will vomit.
Vomit, yes.
So that's really,
It's
really
very
bad.
painful actually.
Yeah,
Teacher, okay?
you'll get dehydrated with that. Okay, next one, causing damage to plants. Who's going to talk about that? Jay.
Damage
Okay,
to
JD.
plants.
Fungi can grow on leaves of plants that can disrupt their photosynthesis.
Oh, I see. So it's like a type of disease for plants.
Yep.
Where it disrupts photosynthesis. Oh, I thought only microorganisms can only hurt us humans, but they can also hurt photosynthesis in plants. Okay, and the last one is about infectious diseases. Oh, there will be a lot to talk about.
Yep.
Okay, so fungi, protozoa, bacteria, algae, and of course virus, they can cause infectious diseases. And for example, fungi, they can cause skin infections. Okay, molds or fungi can grow on your skin and make you have ringworms and also athlete's foot. Athlete's foot is a condition where your feet becomes smelly.
Okay.
So that is caused by fungi. So I need someone to tell about protozoa. Okay, what infectious disease can protozoa do to you? Oh, Akil, okay.
Protozoa can cause malaria, which is carried by mosquitoes.
Oh, malaria is caused by protozoa. All this while I thought it was caused by mosquitoes. So mosquitoes are only bearing they carry
the protozoa.
Protozoa and bring it to human, and we get malaria.
Oh, no.
Whew, that's really bad. Okay, thank you.
Avoid that.
Okay, what about bacteria? Who wants to tell about bacteria? Oh, Bella. Okay, Bella.
Bacteria can cause deadly diseases such as tuberculosis, pneumonia, and cholera.
Oh, yeah, TB, tuberculosis, that's really bad. Oh, all of these are caused by bacteria inside your body. Okay, next one, algae. Whose turn is it to tell about algae? Okay, Mia.
Algae. Algae can cause illness after consuming seafood contaminated with toxins such as neurotoxic shellfish poisoning.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mia. Okay, so algae lives in underwater.
Underwater.
So there are certain times in a year that we'll have alga bloom in ponds or lakes. So during this algal bloom, that means there will be a lot of this algae that produces and release toxins.
Okay.
But we don't drink any water from the ponds, right? But we eat the aquatic animals that we catch from these bodies of water.
Yeah, such as fish, right?
Yes, fish, shellfish. So that is how we can get shellfish poisoning from algae. So you can see the chain: algae to aquatic animal and then to us.
To us,
Oh.
the consumer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Last but not least, virus. Who wants to tell us about virus and their infectious
A lot to
diseases?
talk about this.
Okay, JD.
Virus can cause endemic diseases such as COVID-19, HFMD, HIV, and monkeypox.
Oh, yeah.
It can also cause common illness such as mumps, flu, and fever.
That's right. Yeah. Recently we have that pandemic COVID-19, and nowadays we have HFMD and also monkeypox. All of these are caused by virus.
Bad virus.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the harmful effects of microorganisms. So now let's take a look back at what we have learned. Okay, the uses of microorganisms. Can we look here again? Uses of microorganism. In medicine, it can produce antibiotic and also vaccines. In production of food manufacturing,
Yep.
cheese,
And tapai, I believe.
and our favorite
Tempe.
tempe. And also organic fertilizer and sewage treatment. This is very important. We do not want to talk about it, but it is really important. And the harmful effects, remember, we talked about food spoilage, where it is not edible anymore, and tooth decay, and also how it disrupts photosynthesis by growing on the leaves, and also food poisoning. And here I have a number of infectious diseases caused by microorganisms. So here we have learned all the uses and also harmful effects of microorganisms, Irfan.
Yep. Thank you so much, Teacher Halina, and the pupils that actually sharing the knowledge with us on the microorganism, the factors and the harmful and uses of microorganism. All right, so now we shall take a break and I'll see you after this in Level 2 Slot DidikTV KPM Science Language.
DidikTV KPM.
Welcome back to our science class with me, Irfan Shahmi, and teacher Halina, of course. So, for this segment, teacher, I believe we will go for the topic of application of microorganism.
Okay, all right. So we are going to look back at what we have learned just now, the growth factors that affect microorganisms, their uses, their harmful effects. And now I'm going to ask a few questions to our pupils online and to you at home. I hope you can answer these questions. And these questions, Irfan, were taken from Sumberku, the repository from online. You can just search it from the internet and you'll find a lot of modules with good questions in it. So I took a few from Sumberku, and it's an application questions, okay? So let's start with the first one. The first question. Okay, let's see what's the question.
Right.
All right, question 1. I made a dough made of yeast and I mixed it with flour and also lukewarm water. But I forgot to put in sugar. I did not add any sugar. And after a while, after 30 minutes, I waited. And 40 minutes, 1 hour, the dough did not rise. Why is that? Can somebody help me? Who can try and answer why my dough did not rise? Oh, Akil. Okay, Akil.
Why,
Without
Akil?
sugar, there is no nutrient for the yeast to grow. Therefore, microorganisms cannot grow without presence of nutrient.
So now we know dough actually rise because of microorganisms that grow and metabolize in it. So it breathes. So that's why it rises. The dough rises. So without sugar, there's no nutrient for it to grow. So that's why my dough did not rise.
Oh no.
Okay, I thought I did a good thing by not adding too much sweetness.
So after this, don't forget to put your sugar, right? To get
Sugar is
nutrients.
not only for us to taste the sweetness, but also for us to make the yeast grow. Okay, so the second question. I have fresh prawns. I just bought it in the market. And I place it on a plate and I leave it on the table at room temperature. And next to it, also a plate of prawns, but this type of prawn is the dried ones that your mom always used to cook with vegetables. So the dried ones, I put it next to the fresh ones. And after 1 day, the next day, I found out that the fresh ones are supposedly to be fresh ones. It has turned bad. It has turned like blackish. And it has foul smell.
Oh, I cannot imagine the smell. Whoa.
Okay, so why does that happen? Who can tell me why that happened?
The fresh prawns and dried prawns. Okay.
Mia, can you tell us more about prawns?
There is no water present in the dried prawn. Without water, microorganisms cannot grow. The fresh one was wet, therefore microorganisms can grow on it.
Yes. That is a very important aspect of making dried prawns, where the water content in the prawns have already been taken out during the drying process. So there is no water in the dried prawns. So that is why microorganisms will not grow on dried prawns compared to the fresh ones, which are really wet. It is only fresh for one day. If you do not store it properly, you do not keep it properly, it will turn bad because microorganisms will grow on
So it is very important to understand that the growth of microorganism is depend on the presence of water, right?
Yes, presence of water. Okay, next question. I have 2 grapes. One of the grapes, I put it in a glass of tap water, a normal tap water, and the other one, I put it inside a glass of lime juice. So which one do you think will have moles growing on it after maybe 1 or 2 days? Who can try and answer that? Oh, okay, Bella.
The one in the tap of water. Lime juice has high acidity and microorganisms cannot grow in that condition. Therefore, microorganisms can only grow on the grape in the tap of water.
Okay, in tap water. Okay. Yes, it's true. Lime juice is just like vinegar.
Yep.
It is high in acidity. So most microorganisms cannot grow in high acidity condition. So that is why the grape in the lime juice still looks okay. No moles growing on it. But the one in the tap water will have moles growing on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bella, for the answer.
DidikTV KPM.
Welcome back to DidikTV KPM, and we are in the process of learning Science DLP for Year 6, which is microorganism, growth factors and its effects. All right, teacher. So I think we shall proceed to get deeper information about this topic. So, shall we?
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. So
Hello.
now what we are going to do is we are going to explore what are the factors that affect the growth of microorganisms. So before we proceed, let us think about something. Why do we see moles growing? I'm sure every one of us have encountered seeing moles growing on food.
Yes.
For example, in front of you, Irfan, can you see?
Yep.
Can you show the mango?
The mango, you can see this is a lot of moles.
Look at that mango. There are black spots on it, and that is actually mold. Mold is a type of fungi. So why do moles grow almost everywhere? Sometimes on our bags, or if you have seen damped boxes, or even papers that are damp.
And I also see it on leather items, teacher.
Yes, leather items and also ceilings which have water on it. So why do these microorganisms grow? Wait, I thought microorganisms cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So how come we can see it growing on the mango, on the ceiling, on the leather products? Well, it's because one unit of microorganism is really small. But when together, when they grow not in hundreds, not in thousands, but in millions.
In millions?
So what you are seeing right now on that mango are actually millions of moles.
Oh no!
So that is why we can see now, because they have grown. So we have learned science process skills. The first one is observing. So when we observe these things, we must think, is it good or bad? Does it bring any harmful effects, or there's nothing to worry about? So that is why we need to put on our thinking cap and do a little bit of investigation. So I will explain to you. Where moles can grow on food, on wall ceilings, on wood, clothes. Okay, like we have mentioned just now. All right. So there are actually 5 factors that affect the growth of microorganisms. So I'm going to spell it out for you, and let's see if we can make investigations on it to prove that these 5 factors really do affect the growth of microorganisms. Okay, I can conclude the factors as TONA, the acronym TONA. What is TONA? Okay, the first one is suitable temperature, T.
Okay, T, temperature.
Okay. And then the presence of air,
All right, surrounding.
and then the presence of water, and also the presence of nutrients. And last but not least, suitable acidity. So if you want to remember easily, you can use the acronym TONA. So suitable, present, suitable. So suitable temperature, presence of air, water, and nutrients, and last but not least, suitable acidity. So how are we going to investigate on these things? Well, we can use things around us, things that you usually see. Okay, I'm going to show you the first demonstration, and the rest will be shown by our friends in online. Okay, shall we start the first one?
Yes,
okay.
let's go.
I will show you, or Irfan will help me to show
I'll be the help
how
here.
the presence of air can actually affect the growth of microorganisms. Okay, Irfan, can you please show the mushroom inside the vacuum sealed pack?
All right, so it is the second plate here. So this is the
okay.
one in mushroom in a vacuum. Okay.
Okay, so because we are going to investigate the presence of air, that means we need to put air as the manipulated variable. That means we must make sure that air does not have any contact with the subject, which is the mushroom.
Okay.
So because that is why we use vacuum seal pack. And the next one is just a normal mushroom. We don't put it in a vacuum seal pack. We just put it on the table and leave it on the table overnight at room temperature. Okay, Irfan, can you show the next one?
Yep, this is the result after we left.
After we have left it for, I think it took about 3 days.
3 days. Okay.
Yes. Okay, lift both.
Lift
Irfan.
both. Okay. You can
So
see the
you
difference.
can see now the difference. The ones in the vacuum sealed pack, they still look fresh. And there's no microorganism growing on it, right? But the one that we just put it out on the table, there are molds. What color are the molds? Can you see, Irfan?
White color.
White molds, and
Okay.
the plastic is just to protect us,
Yeah.
to protect Irfan.
I don't want to touch it.
Okay, so that is not
Okay.
vacuum sealed. It's just we just put it on the table, and I wrap it so that it won't harm anyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
So after we have observed after 3 days, we can come to a conclusion that yes, presence of air really affect the growth of microorganism. It is proven with the vacuum sealed mushrooms. There are no microorganisms growth on it. So without the presence of air, microorganisms almost cannot grow.
Almost cannot grow.
Okay. So enough about me talking. Let's hear from our friends. Okay. What have they done? What have they investigated? Okay.
See.
Who wants to start first? Okay. Mia. Okay, Mia.
The first.
Now, last but not least.
The last question.
This is a beef salami, I believe. The one on the left is vacuum packed. That means it is put in a condition where there is no contact of air to the beef salami. And the one on the plate has been opened and put on a plate. Leave it bare like that on the table, and both of them are left on the table at room temperature for 1 or 2 days.
For 1 or 2
So,
days.
which one do you think will have molds or microorganisms growing on it? Who wants to try? I think it's Jay's turn, right, JD?
Yes. The one left on the table. Microorganisms cannot grow in a condition without air or in very low or very high temperature. Therefore, the pack of beef salami in the fridge will still be fresh, while the one on the table will be small and not good to eat because it is in room temperature. And as we all know, room temperature is the most suitable temperature for microorganisms growth.
Okay, thank you so much, JD. Yes, he is absolutely right. Without the presence of air, microorganisms cannot grow. So the one in the vacuum packed will still be okay, still edible, compared to the one left outside at room temperature. You will see that it will turn a little bit maybe blackish,
Yeah.
and it has foul
Foul
smell.
smell, okay.
that is because of microorganisms. Thank you so much, JD. Irfan, when you say about foul smell, every time we talk about food that has been spoiled by microorganisms, it will have foul smell.
Foul smell, yes.
And it reminds me of sometimes some people do have foul smell also.
Okay.
Why is that? Is that caused by microorganisms too?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? Sometimes when we do not take care of our cleanliness, you do not take your bath or you do not brush your teeth. Okay, so microorganisms can also grow on you and cause foul smell. So next time you check yourself, do I clean myself really well? So if you yourself smell really nice, so that is okay. So those who do not like to take a bath or you do not like to brush your teeth, well, it's time for you to change. Okay, Irfan.
Change the routine.
Let's make a conclusion for our lesson today. Okay, so we have learned all this today, the growth factors. I hope you can remember toner, suitable temperature, presence of air, water and nutrient, and also suitable acidity. These are the growth factors and the uses and harmful effects and infectious diseases. Okay, Irfan, I hope everyone will also remember, besides watching DidikTV, you can also get good modules for learning about science from Sumberku. And last but not least, I will not forget to give stars to Irfan and my pupils here. So I believe my pupils here have shown that they have done their own investigations. They can answer questions on applications of microorganisms, uses and harmful effects in daily lives really well. So all of them, you deserve 6 stars, my pupils.
Okay, so maybe a quick overall performance by the students, by the pupils.
We can see, we witnessed just now, all of them are very articulate in presenting what they have done. They have thought about it. They have observed before they want to do an investigation. They observe first. So that is very good scientific skill, process skill that every one of us should have.
Thank you so much, Teacher Halina. Wow, a very interesting topic that we should understand. I believe as a human, we also need to understand the importance of microorganisms and the harmful effects of it. So because we are living in this world, so we are surrounded by the microorganism, right, teacher?
Right.
So we have to distinguish the best and the goods of it, all right? So thank you again, Teacher Halina, and of course, congratulations to the pupils online for giving such an outstanding performance. And thank you so much again to our sign language interpreter, Teacher Fatih Matuzara Othman, for being with us in this episode. I hope you will be benefited from this discussion, and I hope to see you again after this in the next episode. Inshallah, I see you in DidikTV KPM. All right, Assalamualaikum.